Dear Lord and Father of mankind. Now, although most of the words in this song are fairly simple, there are a few that have a little bit of interpretation. And always remember that my interpretation is one thing. You may see it a little differently, so try to adjust or take a look at it and look for the meaning that you think it has. Dear Lord and Father of mankind, because it's a little more on the intermediate level, I won't be doing all of the vocabulary, just the words that you might not be familiar with. And of course, mankind is what it comes up in the first line, and that is just man. So, it's the father of man. Forgive, and it's like taking an eraser and erasing what you've done. Foolish is one I don't see very often, but it's like silly, and it's just across the forehead with the Y. Silly. Reclothe or clothe again. Reclothe. Rightful mind, and it's just right. You don't have to finger spell out full at the end of it. It's in your right mind, and of course mind. And pure, the P across the palm. Remember, this is clean, so pure. And service, deep or great reverence. It doesn't really mean going down, down, down. It means great reverence. And of course, praise. Simple, and it's just like a little twist of the one finger, because it is like one, just a simple thing. Simple, and of course, trust, getting hold and hanging on to it. Beside, and there you're going to take it off to the side. You're going to show your side. Now here's where it begins to get just a little more complicated, because it said beside the Syrian Sea, and you have to spell it Syrian. It would not be a word that most people would be familiar with, and there is no direct sign for it, so you would have to finger spell it out. Gracious, and there you're going to just see the rubbing of the backs of the hand. Without a word, rise up and follow thee. And that rise up, it just means to get up. We're not going to rise up. We're going to get up to follow Christ. O Sabbath rest. Now, in this context, it means Saturday. So you're going to take it with the essence. Sometimes we talk about the Sabbath rest as being a Sunday, or when we go to heaven. There's a lot of different meanings with the Sabbath rest. But here it is talking about Christ by the Sea of Galilee. Since he lived under the Old Testament, it would have been a Saturday. So you're getting kind of a lesson from the Bible at the same time. Sabbath. Galilee, G-C. So you don't have to finger spell that all out. Galilee is something they're a little more familiar with, and if you do the Sabbath rest by Galilee, they know that's in that area where Christ was walking. They would have been familiar with Galilee. Calm, and of course that's just take it out and calm it down. Very similar to peace, because peace comes around and spreads out, just a calming thing. Knelt, and it's just, I talk about Charlie all the time, so have him kneel. Interpreted. Now, even though that's probably what you do, you may not necessarily know the word. 2 F hands, and it's a little twist of your dominant hand. Now I'm right-handed. Dominant hand twist. Drop or to give. That doesn't mean I'm going to go plump on you. It means to give. Give. The still dews, or the quiet rain. Or you can do the water if you want to do it. I tend to do rain. And quietness, of course, still being with that quiet sound. Our striving, and you can see it just pulling back and forth. It is a striving. Cease, to stop. Just come straight down. the strain and stress. Now, here's another word that you may not be familiar with. Strain, the worry, and the stress, the pressure. So worry and pressure. Confess, it's almost like the C coming from the mouth, giving it to God, because remember, that's who we're confessing to. Confess. Okay. Dear Lord and Father of mankind, forgive our foolish ways, reclothe us in our rightful minds, impure our lives, thy servants find in deeper reverence praise, in simple trust like theirs who heard beside the Syrian sea, the gracious calling of the Lord. Let us, like them, without a word, rise up and follow thee. O Sabbath rest by Galilee, O calm of hills above, where Jesus knelt to share with thee the silence of eternity, interpreted by love. Drop thy still dews of quietness till all our striving cease. Take from our souls the strain and stress, and let our ordered lives confess the beauty of thy peace.